You better go. You better. Haney gonna get destroyed. Haney gonna get destroyed. Destroyed. Guaranteed. Haney gonna get destroyed.
Like I said, Haney's the least of my worries. If I wasn't scared to fight Tank, why would I be worried about a guy that can't crack an egg?
No rematch. Ain't gonna be no rematch. Ain't gonna be no rematch. Ryan Garcia says, hey, look, there's not gonna be no rematch with Devin Haney. He said, like Rocky Balboa, there ain't gonna be no rematch. Wow. Ryan Garcia is talking spicy ahead of the Devin Haney fight. He says he has nothing to worry about, and I'll just let y'all listen to it. Roll the clip. Let me just get set up. And here we go.
When you're facing someone like Devin Haney, having watched him against Lomachenko, watching him against Regis Prograis, how complicated a fight do you think this is going to be?
Not at all. Not complicated. I've been boxing my whole life. There's nothing that I'm gonna see that I've not seen before. So it's not gonna be complicated. It's just, I gotta execute. You can't have no mercy on Devin. That's the problem Lomachenko had. Regis is just not a good fighter. You know, he's still an amateur, in my opinion. You know, the way he fights, you know, he started late. It's showing that you started late. You're not that guy. So I would knock him out within 3 rounds.
Wow. He said Regis Prograis is basically a poo butt rookie, and he would off him and knock him out in 3 rounds. And the fact that he started late is definitely starting to show.
That's the problem Lomachenko had. Regis is just not a good fighter. You know, he's still an amateur, in my opinion. You know, the way he fights, you know, he started late. It's showing that you started late. You're not that guy. So I would knock him out within 3 rounds. Sleep. It would be very bad for Regis.
Wow.
But let's not get into that. But I would knock you out. I would do it for fun, you know, like a little, But Devin's gonna get badly hurt. That's why there's not gonna be a rematch. There's no rematch clause. Like Rocky Balboa, there's no rematch. There's not gonna be no rematch.
When you two guys...
Now, this part is interesting. Ryan Garcia basically says that, you know, him and Devin were cool at a point in time, but the gloves are off and they're no longer friends. And he said that's why he pulled up on him with the energy that he did to let him know, like, yo, we not boys. Don't hit my line. None of that. I'm trying to hurt you. Wow.
There was some trash talk there, but you seem friendly in that moment. Has that changed?
Oh yeah, there was a big shift. I just started seeing who they really are. You know, smile in your face, stab you in the back. They have different motives. I don't work that way, but can I sense it when it's going down? Yeah. I was on the phone with him. He was explaining what he wanted in this fight and how we can make it happen percentage-wise.
And Ryan's voice sounds way different. I mean, this clip was shot closer to the press conference, but I'm really wondering whatever happened to his voice around this time frame.
He was being very nice, calling me bro, laughing. And I looked at my security and I think I put it on mute or something. I said, something don't feel right. I don't know what it is, but I don't feel at peace. I don't understand this. And then it hit me. Oh, he's trying to make me lower my guard. So that's why I sent him that text message, basically saying we're not friends. Don't you lose sight of that. Like, there's not gonna be mercy. I don't give a f. Like, I'm coming to knock you the f out and leave with no crumbs. Like, you and your daddy. So I had to let him know, like, you're not my friend. Don't act like it. Let's not fake it. You're not my f***ing friend. You want to win, and that's it. So shut the f up. And let's figure it out as men. But you're not my friend at all. Don't hit my phone no more. That's why that was the first thing I told him when we were face to face. Everything I told him on text, I said it to his face. I was like, dude, we're not friends. Stop playing. Like, don't try to play me. So that's what.
This is the part where Ryan Garcia really starts to talk a little bit spicy. He says, Devin Haney, he ain't got no power. Why would I be afraid if I fought Tank? This man can't crack an egg.
You know, with Devin at this stage, he's probably fighting at his best, or at least the best we've seen him. Whatever you think of Prograis, a complete shutout and knocked him down, good performance. Do you feel like you're at your best? You're coming off a knockout win. You're still, though, working with a new trainer. There's probably still an adjustment to that. Do you feel like you're at your best right now?
Oh, yeah. I mean, my absolute best, and it's only getting better. The thing with me, the same time it would take somebody to get used to a new trainer, it doesn't work. Those rules don't apply to me because they just don't. No, we're perfectly fine. Everything is great. Like I said, Haney's the least of my worry. If I wasn't scared to fight Tank, why would I be worried about a guy that can't crack an egg? It's not gonna hurt me to be in the ring with him. The worst thing he could do to me is jab me. Great. What are you gonna do about me when that is real? Like, it's not like I'm throwing some pebbles, bro. I'm hitting you with some. Like, even if it don't hit you fully, you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm scared. Like, he's gonna be worried when these are 8-ounce gloves. These are not the pillow 10-ounce gloves that we fought in. Like, this is some. You thought I hit hard back then, bro. You have a whole nother thing coming for you. And this is not just a fight for me. This is deeper. This is spiritual. This is deeper. I'm coming with a whole type of different energy and folk. Like, he's thinking it's a boxing match. I'm thinking literally life or death. Not for him, of course. But like to fight, anything happen. I don't want that to happen. I want to go that on record, But I'm coming with that type of aggression and fury. Like I'm coming, like that's intentional. Like it's just in me against him.
I know you.
Wow.
They just don't. No, we're perfectly fine. Everything is great. Like I said, Haney's the least of my worry. If I wasn't scared to fight Tank, why would I be worried about a guy that can't crack an egg?
See, he said, if I wasn't afraid of fighting Tank Davis, who got cracks, why would I be afraid of a guy who can't crack an egg? Wow. Ryan certainly is feeling himself at this moment. Once again,
they just don't. No, we're perfectly fine. Everything is great. Like I said, Haney's the least of my worry. If I wasn't scared to fight Tank, why would I be worried about a guy that can't crack an egg? It's not gonna hurt me to be in the ring with him. The worst thing he could do to me is jab me. Great. What are you gonna do about me when that is real? Like, it's not like I'm throwing some pebbles, bro. I'm hitting you with some. Like, even if it don't hit you fully, you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to do that. I'm scared. Like, he's gonna be worried.
This man said, I don't want to do this. I'm scared. Ryan is off the chain. Now, Ryan certainly knows how to sell a fight. I mean, that's why he has the following he has. This new heel Ryan is kind of funny. It's like, reminds me of almost like wrestling, where a guy will be beloved by the fans, and then out of nowhere, he turns into Hollywood Hogan and joins the Generation X. You know what I mean? Things like that. That's what Ryan's transformation is really reminding me of. But my thing is this. I want to see, I guess this is the good thing about boxing. It's the theater of the known. When you have somebody who's talking like this, talking spicy, you got to put that into motion, because just like the great Mike Tyson once said, everybody has a plan, a game plan, until they get hit in the mouth, until they get punched in the mouth, right? So Ryan is saying Devin can't hurt me, he can't crack an egg, but truth be told, you haven't been in the ring with him since he was a boy, and now he's a man. So what if he is more surgical, more accurate? Now, I'm not saying Devin is the biggest puncher, but I certainly wouldn't underestimate Devin's timing and things like that, because I think Regis Prograis did. Regis Prograis, I was at the fight, and Regis Prograis was post-fight. He immediately said and declared, okay, he better than I thought. He better than I thought. I didn't give him that much credit going into, but I'm not going to front with y'all. He better than I thought. Devin is definitely disciplined. He doesn't seem like he has a lot of vices. Keeps it to his family, his religion, boxing, repeat, So it's going to be very interesting. This main event, like the undercard is not great. I'm not going to lie to you, kid. The undercard is not great, but I definitely want to see the main event because Ryan is doing his part to sell it. And the interesting thing for me is with a person like Ryan, you have to almost take them at face value based on the fact that they do have speed, they are explosive, and they do have power. So I believe, like, when Shakur Stevenson or Devin Haney says, like, I'm gonna destroy you or I'm gonna beat the ish out of you, or I think there was a section of this press conference where Devin Haney says that he'll knock Ryan out in the first round. But I look at it, it's possible. Everything's possible technically. But for me, it's not likely. It's not likely that Devin Haney would get a first round knockout. Ryan even laughed at it. And Ryan Garcia was like, I'll retire if you knock me out in the first round. And I think they even agreed and bet on it. So when it comes to like guys like Shakur with his style or Devin Haney with his style, with their level of power, stuff like that doesn't sound as believable. Now, if you say I'm going to make you look dumb, I'm going to outbox you, outclass you, that makes more sense. But then when you have a big puncher like Ryan Garcia, who definitely carries power, he has speed, he has probably one of the best left hooks, him, Danny Garcia. I'm talking about active fighters. You know, Nonito Donaire had a great left hook. Felix Tito Trinidad, he definitely carries power in that left hook. But sometimes he throws it kind of wide. And again, having power is half the battle. Connecting with the power is the other thing. But I will say is when there's a fighter who at least possesses the power to do what they're saying, you always have to give them that benefit of the doubt. Listen, I don't think anybody is looking at this fight as if it goes 12 rounds that is likely Ryan Garcia wins. Devin is the perceived superior fighter in terms of pure boxing ability, intangibles, timing, ring IQ, skill set, discipline, all those things. Ryan will need to make this a rough and tumble affair. Get things going early, get respect early, break Devin Haney's rhythm. You know, really be like Marcos Maidana. Like, if I was Ryan Garcia's team, I would watch Floyd Mayweather versus Maidana, preferably the first fight, because the success that Maidana had versus Floyd was because he didn't act starstruck with Floyd Mayweather. He didn't seem like, oh, I'm just happy to be here. He didn't seem like, oh, I'm in here with this legend. He seemed like he was trying to win by any means. If he had to knee Floyd, if he had to like rabbit punch him, if he had to push him up off him, and he had the power. So he just made it real rough, borderline dirty, and real rugged. And then it got to a point where it was like, whoa, wait a minute, hold on. Because Floyd got a cut over his eye. Rest in peace to Rafael Garcia. Amazing job he did with that cut before he passed. But, you know, you don't want to get a cut with a guy like Maidana. I think just like Sebastian Fundora and Tim Tszyu, where Tim Tszyu had that nasty cut, that's what Ryan should try to do. Not cut the top of his head like the Fundora Tszyu fight exactly, but he needs to make it like when Andre Berto fought Robert Guerrero. He needs to be more Guerrero, you know? And instead of trying to be cute, trying new things like the shoulder roll and things like that, I don't think that's going to fare well. It's kind of reminds me of when Canelo tried to outbox Floyd Mayweather. It's just, that's a bad game plan. It's a dumb game plan. Floyd is a superior boxer. Canelo should have tried to outmuscle and hurt Floyd. But overall, I do not like when fighters at least come across like they're underestimating their opponent. I don't think that would be wise for Ryan Garcia. I don't know if he's just saying it for the cameras and, you know, to put that public message out there. But I wouldn't go as far as he's going in terms of underestimating Devin Haney's ability to get something done or to even hurt you. I just don't, me personally, I'm old school. So I do not believe in that. I don't think that does you any favors, if you will, if you just go in there, this guy can't hurt me, this guy can't hurt me. And it reminds me of, even though it's not boxing, it's a UFC fighter, Jorge Masvidal, when he rematched Usman. He was on, I think it was Joe Rogan's show, and during this podcast with Joe Rogan, Jorge Masvidal said he went into the rematch with Usman, and he's like, Kamaru Usman can't hurt me. I already fought him previously. I felt his best shots, took his best shots easy. He hits like a beezy. He hits like a princess. So he was like, I was certain that he couldn't hurt me. Because, you know, you have to keep in mind, Jorge came up in the Kimbo Slice era of the backyard brawls with no gloves at all. You know what I'm saying? So he has a pretty good beard and, you know, he's rugged and durable. So in this podcast with Rogan, Jorge is talking about how basically he completely slept on Usman's ability. And fast forward to the end, spoiler alert, Usman knocked Jorge Masvidal out cold, like sleep, like the worst he's ever been knocked out that I can recall, right? And that's what happens sometimes when you underestimate someone fully. Like you're like, oh, this guy can't hurt me. You can't hurt me, you know, on your David Goggins, you can't hurt me stuff. And then maybe they can hurt you. So I hope Ryan is just putting on the extras for theatrics, but I don't advise anybody to go into a fight thinking the person, you know, oh, they too little, you can't hurt me. I mean, we've seen it before. Look at Rolly versus Pitbull. You know, he kept taunting Pitbull, taunting him. He's like, I'm gonna knock him the F out. He's a chihuahua. You know, he's showing the necklace and the chain. And I'm not saying this to kick a man while he's down. I'm just giving you guys an example. Rolly, his bark was there, but his bite on the night of the fight wasn't there. And meanwhile, Pitbull was doing all the biting. So we've seen fighters say it in interviews, but we got to actually see it in the ring. So April 20th, this main event is going to be very, very interesting. There's going to be, somebody's going to be disappointed. The way this is heading, I just feel it's going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy fight, and Ryan's going to be either real right or he's going to look crazy. He's going to look like, you know, insane prophet, or he's going to look like, hey, because I truly believe if Ryan loses bad, depending on the severity of it, like how bad you lose, if he is to lose, then that's going to hurt his career immensely, to the point where some people, based on what he said and done and how he acted, they're not going to believe it anymore, right? You put on this big show, you're going to have to do some of this stuff. It's going to have to be a real fight. Even if you lose, I'm not saying Ryan can't lose, but what I'm saying is you can't lose like Regis Prograis. Not now. You've crossed so many lines and you promoted the fight in a weird way, talking about a bunch of QAnon stuff like that. You're going to have to get busy and show people that you took this training camp serious. If you go out or quit or, you know, miss weight, just anything that looks foolish, that's going to hurt Ryan's stock immensely.